He call you or? Alright, I'll call him just now, doing a video then. And call him back. Yeah. Right? So yeah, as I was saying, the merchant ships, Salakia about that. As I was saying, the merchant ships, they will just be traversing the waters to bring food and supply for soldiers. Mainly for soldiers. Fuck away with the civilians. You will have a rude awakening coming here, you so-called niggas, especially who live in Trinidad here. Right? And they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven here. As the scripture says, when they go up. Right? But they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. They wouldn't be buried, and they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. Right? Why? Why? Because their carcasses shall be for meat for the fowls of heaven. Your dead body while it's rotting, it will be meat for the kobo on them. That is what it will be. Meat for the kobo them. Right? And for the beasts of the earth. Yeah. Because all them animals, the lion and whatnot, what they have in the zoo there, all that is going to be let loose. Right? Because they will be hungry. It ain't gonna have nobody it ain't gonna have no work. It ain't gonna have no work. So them zookeepers and them, they wouldn't have, when all you feel they go have time to go and see about what fucking a lion or the giraffe or whatever the fuck they have in the zoo there. All the wild beasts that in the forest there is going to come out of the forest and roam the streets looking for things to eat. And when they see you, the Father is going to put the Spirit upon them to come and kill you and eat you. Right? For thus said the Lord, I think I will. Yeah. For thus said the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament, nor bemoan them. Yeah. Right? For I have taken away my peace from this people, said the Lord, even loving kindness and mercies. Yeah. Because judgment is coming to bring on you niggas. Both the great and small shall die in this land. Yeah. So don't feel people like Rowley them going and get away. Rowley ain't going and get away because he's an Israelite also. Right? Rowley and all the rest are niggas in that cabinet. And all these rest are niggas who consider themselves highfalutin. They's going to die. They's going to die grievous death. Right? Both great and small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried. Right? They shall not be buried. Neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Right? I will cut it from there. It's more, but I will cut it from there. Yeah, I will cut it from there. Go read the rest for yourself. Right? I'm going to go into the Apocrypha a bit. I'm going to the Apocrypha a bit. Second Esdras is the book of Second Esdras. Chapter 15. Right? Chapter 15. I will start from verse 12. Yeah. Egypt shall mourn. What is Egypt? America, right? Egypt is typing in America. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Yeah. Right? Because America must go down. America will be put down. Right? They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and the hail. Right? The thing go on, the ground, when that time come, the ground will, the father will literally smite the ground. The ground wouldn't be fertile anymore. Right? So it wouldn't make no sense you're planting any food. They're like a dotish nigga. Boy, I like a dotish nigga. I know. I just say he dotish and I just tell him it straight to his face. You know, because a lot of these ex-university students, you know, who went and get a degree and the master's degree and the bachelor's and all these type of fuckery, right? They feel they know more than you, you know, and he talking a bag of shit where, you know, if where you will get, I want to lie on the guy now, boy, where you will get land and you will be able to plant, you know, and you could get some fellas to help you plant and this and that and all kind of shit. No, it's farming. When the father say farming, it's farming. It's fucking farming. It's farming. He's going to smite down to the land, the very land itself, the earth. So no seeds ain't go grow, no seeds ain't go bring forth no fruit. Right? And with fearful consolation, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right? Woe to the world. Why woe to the world? Because Israel has been scattered through the four corners of the earth. Right? And the whole world has dealt treacherously with Israel. So they also, the heathens also have to feel it. Right? So the Father said, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Right? And one people shall stand up to fight against another people and swords in their hand. Yeah. That the race was. One people shall stand up to fight against another people. That the race was. With swords in their hand. That the rifle. Right? Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. Right? When you go into that word sedition, when we go into that word sedition, yeah, sedition, right? Rebellion, revolt, insurrection, rioting, mutiny, insurgents, insurgency, subversion, civil disorder, right? And there shall be civil disorder among men. All chaos, total chaos. Right? Insubordination, disobedience, resistance, defiance. Right? Yeah, that is about it. Right? And there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Yeah, that is what coming. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah. They wouldn't regard the king, they wouldn't regard what Rowley had to say, they wouldn't regard I think it's Stuart Young. I think Stuart Young is the Minister of National Security. They wouldn't regard what the fuck he had to say. They wouldn't regard what his name is. Gary Griffith had to say. They could care less about that because why, as the scripture say, for the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? They will be bold and brazen to go there and war the fucking police and war the soldiers. Because why? It's total chaos. A man shall desire to go into his city and shall not be able. Yeah. Because why? That goes back to martial law. Right? When we go, let me go into the word martial law. Let me go and find what is the meaning of martial law. Right? Martial law, military government involving the suspension of ordinary law. Right? That is because the government will shut down. Right? The military will be taking full control. This martial law is something totally different to state of emergency. Right? Because with state of emergency, the government's still in control. But martial law is where the military taking full control. Right? And where they will be bringing in foreign troops. Right? As you say, military government involving the suspension of ordinary law. Ordinary law with the laws of the land, where the country goes by. Right? So when the scripture say a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right? Because why? It will be having checkpoints. Soldiers all over the place. And this is what coming to mainly America. Trinidad also. Don't get it twisted. Trinidad also. But mainly America. For you wicked niggas over there. It come into Trinidad too. Right? So it come like this. We live in this area here is Arangwes. I go want to reach up to Kirap, but I can't be able to. Because why? By the time I reach Sawa, it's because I'm bouncing up troops there. The only way you'll be able to pass through them military checkpoints is if you had the RFID chip in your hand, which is the mark of the beast. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Yeah. When that time come, a boy go have time to study about the brethren. He and the brethren was good all these years. As I just say, you and a man could be jockey shorts partner. All his partners since all the way on jockey shorts. When that time come, you feel when that time come and he know you have food in your house and he in hand none. What the fuck you feel he coming to do, boy? He coming to pay you to death, boy, and take your food. Right? And he coming with the rifle in his hand. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Yeah, because the lack of food and for great tribulation. Behold, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, right? Which are from the rising of the sun, and from the south, and from the east, and from Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. Right? That goes back to World War III. He's going to put the spirit upon these other nations to turn on each other, to start to war each other, all out war, full military combat, total war, total anarchy, for the things that they have done unto us, for selling us into slavery, for doing wickedness upon us. Right? Mainly Esau. Like as they do yet to this day unto my chosen, who is his chosen Israel. So I will do so, will I do also the recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord power. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, which is you wicked two-thirds, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth, which is Esau, and wicked two-thirds niggers too. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. Right? Who is the ones that could sin? Israel. Because who the commandments was given to? Israel. The commandments wasn't given to the whole world. So the Father said, woe unto you, destruction unto you. Especially you women. A lot of women is going to be put to that because the population that make up the wicked two-thirds of Israel is mainly women. A lot of you women is going to get it come soon. Gotta do a video on all the women. I will not spare them. Yeah, the Father ain't gonna spare all the wicked two-thirds niggers. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all of them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. Right? That is what coming to all here. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yahweh shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Yeah. You will remain in that. Right? You will remain in that. How are you going to... And a lot of them is going to make them remain to see the coming of his son. Right? In the chariots, which you would know as so-called UFOs, but they are not UFOs. They are the actual chariots of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And he's going to let you all remain to see that, including the ICBMs. Right? Likewise, Trinidad and the rest of the islands is going to be washed the fuck away by tsunamis. And I can't wait for that to happen. I mean to say I'm being patient. I have to be patient, about just metaphorically speaking. To see a lot of you niggas be put to death. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 31. And even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. Yeah. Right? That is all them who survived the race wars and martial law and whatnot. You understand? Who's still around? Because as I say, the Father is going to, as we read here in 15, right, the Father is going to save some of them for that last hurrah. Right? And there, right, even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. Yeah. Right? All whosoever remain at that anarchy, they're still going to be on the search through people's houses for food, for medical supplies, for gas, for fire, anything that can help them survive. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her parts shall grow full of thorns. Yeah, right? Because, like I say, like take for instance, it ain't go on nothing like sea pepper again. So where you feel go on? Everywhere go be Salakia. The captain call him here. Shalom Barakat Cap. Yeah, I done ready, you know. I just making a video here. When you come, nah, he was calling me. They call me to think. So I go deal with them just now. I'm doing a video here. Yeah, so I go send a message for them. No, he cannot answer. Remember, his phone is. I go talk. We go talk. I do a video. We go talk. Alright. Alright? Yeah. Right? So as I say, when in that time it ain't go on what coming up here, it ain't go because it's very near. Right? It ain't go on nothing about CPEP and these things. Right? Because it's, as going into Ecclesiastes, right? The grinding will cease, right? Which is work will cease, right? So you will find everywhere. You've seen a lot of houses with all kind of bush in them buildings. All these cities, you know, bush growing all over the place, rubbish all over the place. You know, the place being unkept. You know, when a house been abandoned for a certain amount of time, for a amount of years or whatever, what is going on with the house? Right? So that is how the cities will be. So you can imagine for the cities when that time come about. Right? Because the elites, they have an agenda to depopularize the world. Right? They want to bring down the world to 500 million or something like that. So, right? That is the so-called white man. That is the agenda they have for you wicked niggas. And the Father putting that spirit upon them for them to do it because why? He wants to purge this world, purge this land. Because, right? I read it over again. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through, right? I think nobody working to be cleaning up the streets, cleaning up the city, passing and picking up rubbish, passing and cleaning the streets, you know, as I say, CPAP and URP and all these things. It ain't go at that. The virgins, which is the young women, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. And the woman, right, which is the full-grown woman, and the woman shall mourn, having no husband. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Right? Why, Lord? Why it will happen? Why they will be mourning and crying? Right? Because that will be a sweet time for you women. All you proud-mouthed, open-mouthed women who like to talk bag of shit and come up against the men of the Lord especially. You understand? That is why I say I can't wait for you women to be put to death. A lot of you all. I can't wait for you women to be put down low, to be put down to shame. Because why? You all in this world here, you all on a pedestal, right? Just the other day celebrating Women's Day, women's rights, right? Woman is not equal to man. No woman is equal to man. And he is going to have a rude fucking awakening when that time comes. Right? Why, Lord? Why they will be mourning? How we find out? In the wars shall their bridegroom be destroyed, and their husband shall perish of famine. Yeah, in the wars. World War III. Because in the video I do earlier on, I talk about conscription. Because conscription is going to be coming back. I ain't bothering to go back into the word conscription. Right? But do it yourself. Find out where is conscription. Right? Because conscription is coming back. Because I say, the soldiers that serving in these militaries now, right? They will be the first. As a matter of fact, let me go a little bit into conscription. Let me see how much time I have first before. Right? I have some like 49 minutes. Right. Let me go quick into conscription. I'll look into lock it off just now because I have a class to go to. Yeah. Alright, when I go into this here, right, at the outbreak of war, right, on September 3rd, 1939, which is World War II, because World War II started back in 1939, right, when Germany invaded Poland, right, the Military Training Act was overtaken by the National Service, right, which is the Armed Forces Act, and the first intake was absorbed into the army. This act imposed a liability to conscription of all men between the ages of 18 to 41 years old. Right? Why? Why that conscription? Let me find out why. Let me find out why. Let me see if I can get it here. Alright, let me see if I can see here. Conscription legislation lapsed in 1920. However, as a result of the deteriorating international situation, yeah, I think I have it here. Conscription legalization lapsed in 1920. However, as a result of the deteriorating international situation, right, because they was losing a lot of soldiers, right, because it was World War II was like a fucking meat grinder, right? They was losing a lot of soldiers. So what they had was to do, they had was to have conscription, right? Which was a draft, right? Bring to replenish the ranks, replenish the ranks that was KIA, right? Killed in action, all who was killed in action, who was wounded, you know, men who because you can't put back in a soldier into active duty who lost a foot or who lost a hand or who suffer from because World War I it was shell shock. Battle fatigue. Back in World War II, they call it battle fatigue. Right? But we know it now in this modern term as PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Right? That is something that my father used to suffer with because he was in the Dutch Royal Marines. Right? He knows to suffer from PTSD. Right? However, as a result of the deteriorating international situation and the rise of Nazi Germany, right? Leslie Hoare Belashar, Secretary of State of War, persuaded the cabinet, Neville Chamberlain, to introduce a limited form of conscription on the 27th of April 1939 with the Military Training Act because they know the amount of men that they had to at the point in time, right, wasn't enough because the German army was a real massive army, right? Just in the Russian theater alone, when they was fighting against Russia, in Russia, right? They sent over a army of over 5 million men. That is just in Russia alone. What about soldiers? What about in France? What about in Poland? What about in Holland? So you see how vast their military was, because they also had conscription. The German army. Right? The military act being passed the following month. Only single men 20 to 22 years old were liable to be called up, and they were to be known as the militiamen, to distinguish them from the regular army. Right? To emphasize this distinction, each man was issued a suit in addition to a uniform. The intention was for the first intake to undergo 6 months of basic training before being discharged into active reserve. They would then be recalled for short training periods and attend annual camp. At the outbreak of war on the 3rd of September 1939, the Militia Act was overtaken by the National Service Armed Forces Act, and the first intake was absorbed into the Army. This act imposed a liability to conscription of all men 18 to 41 years old. Men could be rejected for medical reasons, or those engaged in virtual industries or occupations, right? Like university, like, you're in college, a college graduate and whatnot, so forth, right? Or you have certain medical conditions. That is the only way it was exempted. Other than that, you have to serve. You have to go out there and fight and die. And conscription is going to come back at a mass scale for World War III, right? Were reserved, were reserved at a particular age beyond which no one in the job would be enlisted. For example, lighthouse keepers were reserved at 18 years old. From 1943, some conscripts were directed into the British coal mining industry and become known as the blah, 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 blah. Right? You must see something, eh? British subjects from outside of Britain and the Isles of Man who had lived in the country. Police, blah, blah, blah. Right? So, as we see, right? So that is why a lot of these women is going to be in mourning, right? Because they ain't going to have no, because at that time, all those women who talk about independent woman, as an independent woman, I don't need no man and this and that and the other. In that time, trust me, you will want to have a fucking man around here. In that time. Right? So as the scripture says, right? In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husband shall perish of famine. Right? Because a lot of